tell them we don't have a radio with us.
Okay.
No hay radio.
Correct.
We'll go just over the ridge and land.
Que Dios los proteja.
Talking back in Connecticut with Bryan, we got this idea. I mean, we could do it in a balloon, you know, because it's a sort of a narrow valley. We can go up in the balloon, you know, and just go up this. This is the highest waterfalls in the world. They go 3,000 feet.
The idea of flying the falls was George's, and it seems right off the bat. His first sort of taste of ballooning, which was over in the Alps. He was thinking of his own country and what was really sort of a magnificent piece of the country. You know, their sort of wonder of the world was this Angel Falls.
Angel Falls for Venezuelans are special, you know, it's just a very beautiful scenery. It's all green, lush green jungle.
George had actually been down there when he was a kid. His father had evidently chartered an old airplane, a DC-3 or something. He took a bunch of family members and friends down there to sort of have a first-hand look from the air what this beautiful piece of the country was about. So I think probably, you know, it almost goes back to when he was a kid that he was infatuated with it. Of course, the ballooning thing came later, and heck, why not? Let's fly over it. Jungle Rudy is a Dutchman. He's been over here for 27 years, sort of acting as a guide. People come down there, and he takes them into the wilds and gets them out again.
Rudy, your turn too, okay? Good bones, Rudy.
Just bones.
Just bones. Oh, easy.
Okay.
Watch your bones.
He turned out to be our guide in terms of that whole area. We stayed at his initial base camp, and then we went further up the river, and just below Angel Falls, he had another camp, something that was a lot more rugged, that became our final launching point for the flight up and over Angel Falls.
We rented for a whole week. We're rented up to Friday, so we have all this sort of lead time in case the weather's not too good and all this. It's called the Campamento Ucaima. Ucaima is in Canaima.
Downtown Canaima, it was this little settlement way down near this little jungle airport that had been packed out of the edge of the savannah area. Caracas is about 500 miles northwesterly of Canaima. That's where the DC-3 and all our planes and the helicopter and everything initially came into. There was a thing called a helicopter that was to become incredibly instrumental in this thing, something that we didn't really know too much about. You know, a couple of us had been up in one of these once or twice before, but never with the idea that a machine like that was going to have to carry all our balloon equipment, plus crew and everything else around. The guy had this vision that his helicopter was going to be about twice the size of a house. We got to talking later, and he knows what his helicopter can do, but he doesn't know what all this stuff weighs. On that first run, they had to lower the net and open it up and get some of these fuel cylinders out of the thing, and he picked it up. Going through his head through that whole thing was, the helicopter can't carry all this stuff. How's this balloon going to carry all this stuff? I'd say for the first time in the whole planning of this entire venture, I started to worry. We went up and we stayed at Jungle Rudy's sort of main camp, which is about 5 miles up the river, sort of on the beginning, the way in towards the Tepuys and the Angel Falls area. There at that camp, he had dwellings with running water and this type of thing. All the equipment was initially moved in there. We had hot meals and that type of thing, and it was during the first, say, 24 hours there that we began the initial plan and plotting of how to get everything into the falls area itself. This was another 30 miles.
We spent 2 days from Rudy's camp to this place by boat. 2 days. It's the only way. 50 miles. Yeah. Lost world of Conan Doyle. Well, one of the most beautiful is that one over there, because that one is in that way, and you see 2 big squares. Each one independent of each one, right over here. Those one over here, they call it the gorge. Those looks like gorge. You know, it's unbelievable how small we are.
Sure is amazing, isn't it? God.
Well, originally we were going to take all this out, but the way this weather was moving in, we decided to take people out instead. You know, the pilots and film crew and such. But everything just was absolutely black in there. There's no way of getting through the canyon. So that's it. Probably that's it for today, I'd imagine. Got the balloon. If it gets dead calm this afternoon, we can do a flight here, which would be good. We can throw Pedro over the side with his parachute on.